Hello there, Corinne Wilcott here again, and welcome to KB Pay Plan Part 2. Hopefully you've started your exciting business now and you've had a chance to go through Pay Plan Part 1 several times, but if it hasn't clicked totally with you, please don't stress about it. It takes a little while and all will fall into place as we start trading. In this video we're just going to quickly summarize some of the important features of Part 1 video, and then we're going to move on to the exciting World Pool Funds, where some of the very big figures are going to be divided up between the people that qualify for them. So in Pay Plan 1 we looked at the CAB bonus, customer acquisition bonus, the residual commissions and the one-time purchase commissions, and in Pay Plan 2 we're going to look at generation bonuses, the KB funds and the KB Vision pool. So the CAB bonus, customer acquisition bonus, we remember went from 100 to 670 euros per new customer depending on where on the plan you were, and both the residual commissions and the commissions for one-time purchases were up to 5.5%, and then we're going to move on to the generation bonuses, global funds and KB pool. So quickly to remind ourselves about this chart, on the left hand side we see the CAB earnings from 100 to 670 euros, and on the right hand side we see the percentage commissions for the residual side of things, and we remember that the one-off purchase commissions actually start at supervisor at 0.5%, bronze supervisor at 1% and silver supervisor at 1.5%. Now this slide here I've just put in to give you a little idea simply about the CAB bonuses. It doesn't include the residual nor the one-time purchases and is based on clients purchasing 100 euros a month. This doesn't always happen, obviously. People will come in with more than that, less than that, one-off purchases, but this is a very rough example of how the CAB bonus works. In this example we're looking at month 5 of a process where each month there has been a duplication of 3. So month 1 the person brings in 3, month 2 they duplicate and bring 3, month 3 they duplicate and bring 3 each. And unfortunately we're missing 2 levels on this diagram because we just simply can't fit them in. So you'll just have to imagine that there's another 3 levels here and then another 3 underneath. And what we have there is a total of 243 contracts. That's 243 times 100, which is 24,300 points. And the silver director is working on a CAB bonus level of 630. And the silver manager is working on a CAB bonus level of 510. So the override for this silver director on each of the silver manager positions is 120. So the CAB bonus available here is 29,160. But we do remember that that is paid at the speed pro rata that the customer pays in. So if they're paying 100 euros a month in, that is a 15th of the magic figure of 1,500 euros. So it will be spread out over 15 months. If they come in at 500 euros, that's over 3 months. And if they come in with 1,500 euros, you will be paid that full commission immediately. So now let's talk about the generation bonuses. This is a structure that has been put in place for when your business begins to mature and everybody's working really hard. You are a Gold Director Elite and you've been working very hard with one of your people who is also Gold Director Elite below you. Now you won't receive a CAB bonus differential because you're both at that same 670 level. However, the generation bonus gives you a €5 override and a 0.25% residual commission on the total turnover of that second Gold Director Elite business. Now Now, if he in turn finds another Gold Director Elite below him, you will receive a €3 CAB bonus and 0.15 residual commission on the total turnover of that leg, including the two directors, numbers 2 and 3. And again, if number 3 has another Gold Director Elite in a line all going down in one leg below him, you will receive €2 CAB bonus and 0.1% residual commission on the total turnover of that leg, Gold Director Elites 2, 3 and 4. So let's now move on to the two worldwide global bonus pools, KB Global Fund and KB Vision Pool. Now we will see that in the fund we are incentivized to build two strong legs here, and in fact as we go through the plan you will learn that it's actually 3 strong legs that we're going to be building ultimately. But here 3% of the worldwide turnover per month is put into this fund and is paid out between the people that qualify for it. So looking at this more visually, we have the silver director with 2 gold managers beneath, each on 9,000 points. So the more turnover you have, the bigger the share you're going to get of this fund as well. Okay, let's start looking at the KB Vision pools now, of which there are 8. And the money for these comes from every single month the company add up the total number of contracts throughout the world and allocate €95 from each contract to be shared in this breakdown across these 8 pools. So we can see here that we have one direct line in the first pool that has 5,000 points in it, and open line turnover means the total of the rest of your business excluding that one direct line. So if you had 1,000 points here as well as your 5,000 in line 1, then you qualify for 1 share, 2,000 points 2 shares, 3,000 points 3, 4,000 points 4, and 5,000 points open line with your 5,000 one direct line gives you 5 shares of pool 1. Moving on to pool 2, we are allocating €15 for this fund, and your one direct line now has to be up to 10,000 points. That's very approximately 100 people on €100 contracts, and 2,000 points open line turnover, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000 and 10,000 points again qualifies you for that 5 shares in that particular pool. Now just notice that by the time you get to 6,000 points you're getting 3 shares of pool 2, but you also qualify for 5 shares of pool 1, and those amounts are summed, they're added together. And moving on to pool 3, we're looking at €15 for this pool from every worldwide contract for this month, and we're looking at 20,000 points in one direct line and an open line turnover of 4,000 points, giving you 1 share, 8,000 2 shares, 12,000 3 shares, 16,000 4 shares and 20,000 5 shares. And of course, in addition to pool 3, at that bottom level you are also qualified for shares in pool 2 and shares in pool 1 as well. And again, pool 4, very similarly, we have 40,000 points in one line and open line turnover of 8, 16, 24, 32 and 40,000 points for your 5 shares, and also at that point you will have shares in pools 3, 2 and 1. And finally, the last pools that we see here are pool number 5. Here we're allocating €10 from each of the worldwide contracts, and to qualify you require 100,000 points in one line and 50,000 points in open line turnover. Pool 6 6. For pool 6 we have the President's Club, and we have 150,000 points in one line and open line turnover of 100,000 points. Now in October of 2010 it is my understanding that there were members that had qualified for the President's Club, but at that time nobody had gone as far as the Millionaire Club or the Pool 8 Millionaire Club. Pool 7 you need 500,000 points in one line, 250,000 points in a second leg, and here we see 100,000 points in a third leg. And finally pool 8, 1,000,000 points in one leg, 500,000 points in second leg, and 250,000 points in the third leg. Now there is some debate about whether one should build wide or stack deep, and certainly in the very early stages I ask people to build wide, because you don't actually know at that stage who your leaders, who your really keen people are going to be, and if you stack new members down into your organization you're actually losing your own CAB bonus. So just be aware of that, and it's a debate that we will continue to have as your business grows, but certainly in the very early stages look after your own cash flow and go wide, at least probably till you have about a dozen people, a dozen members working with you, and you can have a little look at what's going on at a later stage. So there we are, that's about it. Thank you very much for your time. You have actually achieved the hardest part in this business, getting your head around these pay plans, and again the very best of luck.